Good morning. I wanted to make a mental health video this morning here at work about the aftermath of mania. I have had extreme manic episodes, and when I wake up from them, I kind of compare it to, I think it's that zombie movie 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later, and he just like wakes up and scouring the streets of London and he can't find anyone, and he's kind of trepidatiously calling out, hello, hello, kind of almost scared of what he might find if someone answers. That's kind of how it has been for me a few of the times that I've had really hardcore manic episodes. You know, like you say really awful, hurtful things to people that you care about, and your behavior is really wild, and it's really hard for others to manage. And oftentimes you don't remember everything that you've done, and you just wake up with like so much shame and guilt, and it's really hard. It's like pushing a big reset button on your life. You know, I've woken up, come to out of mania and realized that I don't have a job. My living situation's dissolved. Romantic relationship is gone. Most of my friends don't want to talk to me, and family members are kind of at wit's end as well. And it's really hard because that's when you're supposed to start healing. And we know that however high you go up with mania, you have to come at least that far down with depression in order for your brain to kind of like reach homeostasis again. And it's really hard to be becoming depressed when you've just been like Tasmanian devil through your own life and through the lives of others too. In a group therapy session, the licensed mental health counselor was explaining that for bipolar 1, we're not at risk of suicide when we're manic. It's when we're coming down and we realize everything that we've done, and we're starting to absorb the consequences of stuff that we've done that we weren't thinking clearly, and sometimes we can't even remember. She gave the example of a man who went to Vegas when he was manic and spent his savings, life savings, on gambling and drugs and drinking and women. And when he came back down, he was penniless. Everything that he'd been saving his whole life was gone, and he had 4 STIs, sexually transmitted infections. So, and I know that we become hypersexual as well during mania. I have bipolar 1, so it's different than bipolar 2. I know that bipolar 2, it's really hard because they deal with more of depression, and depression is so hard. At least with mania, like I can move around, and I'm not, I have a lot of respect for people that go through depression on a regular basis. It's very difficult. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to have that reset button pushed, and then you have to start over with a new job, new friends, a new town, maybe a new apartment, like everything. You have to just make your life again. And it's really difficult to do that. It's very humbling. So I guess aspects of that could be good, but yeah, it's really hard. And if there are people that stick with you through your behavior when you're manic and stuff, it's like those people are gold. And I'm really grateful for the people that have seen me at my absolute most unstable and are still in my life, and they still love me, and they can actually understand more about the illness. It's really hard. One thing that I think is really important is to be kind to yourself. Just be kind to yourself. It's really hard to do that sometimes, but it's the most important. Just be kind to yourself. And we're really compassionate people typically, right? So it's easy to be compassionate to others, and just flip that around and be good to yourself. And just know that you can like start over. And I've always had better opportunities in the long run after the reset button has been pushed and I have to start over or go back to school or whatever it is, to a career change. But it's always led to something better, and my life is better now than it was before and stuff. And it's just hard. I feel like I'm like a basketball. Like you bounce down on the ground, you have to spring back up, and you just have to keep bouncing, and it's really exhausting and really tough, and you find yourself along the way and stuff. But yeah, just be kind to yourself, and you might have to hit the reset button, or the reset button gets pushed due to a manic episode or due to your illness and stuff. But it's all part of it, unfortunately. And And hopefully, I think there's a lot more mental health awareness now, and people talk about it a lot more. So I feel like there's a lot of good hope and things coming down the pipeline as far as a mass understanding. So, because they say it only affects like what 1 or 2% of the population. So I think that we're moving away from bipolar and schizophrenia just being understood through the movies, through these crazy ways that they have portrayed it in movies, and I think it's becoming more real to a lot more people. So that's good. But yeah, I just be kind to yourself and don't worry, and take heart and have courage and be strong, because it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Okay.